It's an 8-minute one. Okay, we can check this one out. Let us see. Let us see if it's the opinion that everyone else has about switching to Linux.
So, I've been
Here we go.
daily driving Linux now for a month.
Ooh.
And in this
That's a long month.
video, I'll share my experience, the positives and the negatives, as well as showing my favorite applications. So about 40 days ago, I tried Linux for the first time ever. I installed Linux Mint on this 2011 21-inch iMac. The idea
Is that your only computer, or is just something you had sitting around?
was to have a useful system in my living room away from my primary setup in my bedroom, and to make this setup optimized for focus, meaning that it was to be a dedicated space for work only.
Okay, you know what? I can respect that. Yeah, I can totally respect that. Have a separate system that is just for doing whatever work is in his context. Looks like he's reading some PDF, so maybe some research stuff. I don't know. I don't know how old he is. It could be university-related stuff. Who knows?
As few distractions as possible. But since then, Linux has also become a main topic for this channel. I've had a lot of fun trying to make this tiny PC work, and I'm currently working on making Linux work properly for gaming on my desktop that I built in 2017.
Sorry, what is your accent? Hold up, I need to say where he's from? No, it doesn't say where he's from. Sorry, it sounded a little Australian.
A lot of fun trying to make this tiny PC work, and I'm currently working on making Linux work properly for gaming on my desktop.
Is he South African? He's definitely not Australian, but South African and Australian can sound very similar.
That I built in 2017. But why go with Linux and not newer Mac OSs via OpenCore Legacy Patcher or Windows 10 or 11?
Sorry, what Legacy Patcher?
Via OpenCore Legacy. But why go with Linux and not newer Mac OSs via OpenCore Legacy Patcher?
OpenCore Legacy Patcher? What is that? Some macOS stuff. Experience macOS just like before. Near native OTA update, zero firmware patching. Is it a way to like bring older... Yeah, to install newer Mac versions on older Macs. That's neat. I had no idea that existed.
Or Windows 10 or 11. Well, there are three main reasons. 1. The practices of Microsoft and Apple. To be honest, I don't know a lot about this, but I know that a lot of people are concerned with privacy and the fact that these big tech corporations thrive on selling personal data.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he's South African. So this accent is... I'm getting so distracted by his accent. The accent is throwing me way off. Anytime I hear something that sounds remotely like I should know what it is, it bothers me.
Usage patterns and app activity under the umbrella of telemetry data and the like. As for Windows, I, like many people, really don't like the fact that Windows is packed with ads, bloatware, as well as their constant push.
We saw the bog video the other day of installing Windows 11. Holy shit! Modern Windows 11 is a nightmare out of the box. How does anyone like actually use a clean version of Windows that they haven't gone and modified? I don't get it.
Like OneDrive and the fact that local accounts, that's accounts that don't require internet and a Microsoft login, is becoming increasingly difficult to make. 2. Using older hardware. So, planned obsolescence is a thing. And examples of this are the Windows 11 system requirements, Microsoft ending support for Windows 10, and most recently for Apple, the fact that Tahoe will be the last OS that supports Intel Macs. This might mean the end of OpenCore Legacy Patcher, but many of these computers that are arbitrarily considered obsolete are perfectly good systems.
I would say in the Apple case, it's a bit different. For Apple, they swapped architecture, right? I understand why they would stop supporting Intel Macs, right? That makes sense to me. Now, I don't know how old these devices are. I think it was like 5 years it was saying. I think you should probably keep support around longer than that, but there will come a point where you have to drop it, because if you're not selling devices that are using, like, Intel chips anymore, you're not going to keep supporting an operating system on Intel chips. Same reason why they don't support, like, GPUs in modern versions, they're no longer shipping.
14 years old. This iMac is perfect for my needs. And I got it dirt cheap for just $25.
Wow!
After installing a SATA SSD and most recently upgrading the RAM,
let's see how much I could buy a 2011 Mac for. Let's find out. 2011 Mac. Someone's selling one for $400. Really now? Really? 150. Okay, I can't find one for 25, but 25 is a... Look, if you can get a $25 computer, and it's something within the past 15 years, you're doing pretty good.
Overall cost is still under $50.
Past 20 years, frankly.
That's really cheap. Also, the iMac is a luxury product. The build is solid and aesthetic. It has a nice screen.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Buying a 2011 like a 2011 Windows laptop. Good luck with that one.
Good speakers. 3. Linux is fun.
True.
I've now been experimenting with a good handful of distros, and I've been having a lot of
Lock OS. I don't know that one. Lock OS Linux. What is this? It is okay. It is a lightweight anti-X based project. Okay. So it's a project specifically for like older hardware. That makes sense. I think you have all of these things that are like relatively lightweight systems, and then there's like fucking Bazite.
fun, and it's been a cool learning experience. Yeah, Linux is fun.
True.
So before we turn to the positives and negatives, I want to quickly showcase some of my favorite apps.
Ooh.
Zen. So I've now fully moved away.
Of course, it's a fucking Zen user.
From Google Chrome, and I'm glad I did. Zen is a privacy-focused, customizable browser built on Firefox. They promise a calmer internet. And their motto is, we care about your experience, not your data. I really like the design, and importing all of my bookmarks from Chrome was really easy. It's different in that everything happens in the left side instead of the top. It also
I always love that that's a feature that people... Like, you know, remember the Opera GX ads? Wow, it's so easy to import your bookmarks. It's almost like that's a thing that every browser has. It's almost like both Firefox and Chromium can import each other's bookmarks with no problem. So anything based on either project is going to work really well as well.
Adblock pre-installed. You can have these essentials, which I find useful. Pressing Alt plus a number key switches between tabs. So if I press Alt plus 1, I'm directed to my...
Is that not just a regular... That's a regular Firefox feature. Okay.
Notion, which I use in
He
a
talks
browser.
really slowly. He does talk. He does talk
Linux.
quite slowly.
I can open a new tab by pressing Ctrl T.
Ooh, Jeopardy.
And it looks like Spotlight on Mac.
Oh, monkey!
I close tabs by pressing Ctrl and W. My favorite feature, however, is probably Ctrl S, which hides the menu. It's simple, but I really like the clean UI. 2. Local Send. Local Send is a really awesome open
I do
source
love Local
app
Send.
that
Local
lets
Send
you
is very
securely
cool.
share files between devices that are connected.
Oh, but Brodie, you could just set up an FTP server. Oh, don't care. Shut the fuck up. Local Send is very convenient. Local Send is so fucking convenient. I use it constantly. He's Norwegian. I don't know the Norwegian accent. Okay.
To the same network. Since I bought my first MacBook in 2014, I've been using AirDrop. Of course, I can't use that with Linux, but I think local send works just as well, if not better. You don't need to log in or anything. It works between basically all kinds of devices. So let's say that I want to send a picture of
It is less convenient than AirDrop. You do need to be on the same network, so if you're just dealing with like your home stuff, it's fine, but anything outside of that, it's a bit funky. AirDrop is like super convenient. My minor complaint about local send is it stops when it isn't in the background. This is why I use KDE Connect. I actually not noticed that. I send like the files I send are so small that it's like done in a couple of seconds. Like I'm usually just sending my thumbnail pictures. Why don't iPhones have Bluetooth file transfer? Do they not still have that? Why don't they have it? It's because of AirDrop. That's why. They want you in their ecosystem.
Aquarium from my iPhone to my MacBook.
Okay, yeah, no, he's... Okay, yeah, he's definitely Norwegian. Okay. Yeah. Okay. He's definitely Norwegian. That answers that question. Or some sort of, if not Norwegian, some sort of Nordic region area.
I just open the app, click send, upload the file, select the receiver. Then on the other device, I click
It's Norwegian?
accept,
Okay, well there you go.
Boom. Easy and simple. This way I can easily transfer screen recordings from this system to my MacBook that I use for editing. 3. Only Office. This is a free Microsoft Office suite alternative that just works really well. So I spent countless hours writing and editing Word documents, reading and annotating PDFs, and creating PowerPoints for when I teach as an instructor at my university.
Oh, nice.
So far, I've had no problems opening Word documents in OnlyOffice and vice versa. Annotating and highlighting PDFs
OnlyOffice is generally going to be the best choice if you desperately need Word compatibility. If you don't need Word compatibility, you can get away with some other things, but specifically if you need that, yeah, I would 100% go with this.
Fine, and I can even open and edit the mandatory uni template. Just great. 4. Thunderbird. Not much to say here. It's a great email client.
Light mode
the only
Thunderbird.
downside is that I can't log into my uni Outlook, as it's an Exchange account. Some of you will know the struggle. 5. Blanket. It's a really simple app that lets you play background sounds. You can enable multiple at once and adjust the volume. So, cool. Okay.
Wait, what? I actually don't know about... I have never heard of this one. Hold up. Wait. It's the highest rated FlatHub app. Ooh, it's GNOME. Please don't theme our apps. No. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. CSD detected. GNOME detected.
Now turn to the negatives.
No, that's cool. If you're the kind of person who really wants there to be background noise, that works. I tend to always be listening to a podcast, though, so... For me, it doesn't make sense, but I guess if you're the kind of person who wants silence while you're working, this is probably, like... Or silence, but you want, like, nature sounds? I guess that works. Or I guess you could listen to, I don't know, what's... VTuber noises. VTuber noises compilation. Here we go.
57, let's go.
Beautiful. That's what I need to work.
And the challenges that I've faced. 1. OneDrive. So I use OneDrive for all of my uni and work stuff. There's no OneDrive app on Linux. This is unfortunate and a little annoying, as using OneDrive in a browser is just not as good. If you
Is there not like a third-party app for it?
know of a solution to this, please let me know. The same's the case for Notion.
OneDrive app Linux. I don't know if this works, but someone like made something. They've made a client for it. I don't use OneDrive, so I don't know how well it works. In Notion. There is a snap of the web client, so I guess you could use that if you wanted to. Again, I don't use Notion. I don't know how well that works.
It doesn't have a Linux app, but it works fine in a browser. 2. Sound.
Ooh.
So I've spent many evening hours
Oh, that is a seating position. Holy, that is a fucking power move. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend sitting like that. That's probably not good for your knees or your back or anything. To be fair, he also has like a regular chair, so I guess nothing's gonna be good for his posture.
trying to fix the audio on the iMac. On Linux, the speakers just sound tinny and generally bad as compared to on Mac OS. From what I've read, it has something to do with codecs. I don't know. So what I've done until
Probably
now
Mac weird
is simply just using my AirPods. But it's a bit unfortunate, for the speakers on the iMac are quite good.
Let's go to the Arch Wiki. Arch Wiki. iMac speakers. Okay, there's not an Arch Wiki page in the iMac. Oh, there is one for installing it, but not for one getting the speakers working well. This is probably weird Mac stuff.
3. Gaming.
Oh!
So I've tried Mint and most recently Bassite on my gaming PC. And it just wasn't a good experience compared to Windows 10. Now, many of you are really helpful and suggest a lot of good solutions and recommendations, so thanks for that. Nonetheless, it just wasn't exactly plug and play. 4. Apple-only software.
Wait,
so
this is a game that's like 3,000 years old. This is the, what is it? The fucking first of the what do you call it? Shadow Mordor? That one? That one, that's the game, yeah.
Solutions and recommendations.
It's running at 100 FPS, so I don't know like what the issue you have is.
Thanks for that. Nonetheless,
it
Phoenix just wasn't exactly plug and play. 4. Apple-only software. So I use Final Cut to edit all of my videos. And of course, it's not available on Linux.
Yeah.
I do, however, plan to try out DaVinci Resolve soon, as my Final Cut trial is ending. And I don't have the money to buy it. Positives. First and foremost, Mint in general have just made my 2011 iMac fast and snappy. That's awesome. I'm really happy with this system. Other than that, I've just had a lot of fun for the past month. As mentioned before, it's been a great learning experience. Related to this point is the fact that the Linux community have just been welcoming and very helpful. You, of course, are the ones that have helped me the most in what is slowly becoming a small community. So I want to give a huge thanks to all of you. I'm genuinely amazed of your engagement.
He has 7 games. This man is definitely not a gamer. We have a Black Ops 1. I see. So I want to know how many hours you have in Counter-Strike 2 and Overwatch 2. I want you to click those 2 games, because I have a feeling, that these 2 games here might have a lot of hours in them, which would explain why you don't have any other games.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Lastly, this whole Linux endeavor has sparked an interest in me for learning more about digital independence. I know it can be quite a rabbit hole, but hosting my own server and a few
What the fuck's
services
going on here?
is
What is
definitely
this?
something that I want to try out. If you have any tips or can point to some good learning
Watch
resources,
the PewDiePie
please share
video.
them. Okay, that's really all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and sorry to press your patience. More mini PC videos are coming soon. However, if you have ideas for other projects,
This game
please share
is really
them in
cool.
the comments. Okay, bye.
That was fun. That was a fun little video. I did not mean to copy that one. How much of these people who switch to Linux for merely privacy and minimalism reasons do you think will become full-blown FOSS enthusiasts, and how long will it take them? I think some of them definitely will. Okay, if you're a YouTuber, it's content, right? And as long as it's content, you can, like, justify to keep doing it. Regular people, I couldn't tell you, honestly.